Javelin from English Tutor Hub, and welcome back to my channel. Today's lesson is an English grammar lesson all about parts of speech. Introduction. In English, there are 8 different types of words. They are nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions, and interjections. And the 8 types are called parts of speech. And each part of speech has a specific use and function. And in this lesson, we will look at each of the part of speech. Nouns. Well, nouns are words that name things. Okay? So, if you open your eyes and look around you at everything you see, they are noun. So, they can name, number 1, things. For example, desk, a laptop. They can name people. Example, mic, jam. Or perhaps even a dentist, or teacher, or farmer. Number 3, they can name animals. For example, duck, goat, hen, and of course, number 4, places. They can name places like, for example, Philippines, Manila, and Peter is watching TV. In this sentence, there are 2 nouns, Peter and TV. The dog plays with a ball. And the dog is a noun, and ball is also a noun. Finally, another example. Let's go to France. France is a place and it is a noun. Pronouns. Pronouns are words that take the place of nouns. Sometimes we do not want to use a noun, so we use a pronoun. Example, Jane is in the kitchen. She is cooking. So here we can see Jane, this is a noun, and she's in the kitchen. But in the second sentence, we don't want to repeat the word Jane because it doesn't sound very good. So we replace the word Jane with she. So that is an example of a pronoun. It represents a noun, and she is in fact an example of a personal subject pronouns. And the others are I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. Jane does not like me. Alright? So, my name is Jane, and perhaps this sentence, we don't want to say my name. We just want to refer to me. So, this is an example of a personal object pronoun. It's describing a person. Here are other personal object pronouns. Me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. Is that Tim's bicycle? No, it is mine. So in this sentence, we have 2 pronouns. We have it, which is a pronoun, and it is referring to the bicycle. Replacing the bicycle and it is mine is also referring to the bicycle, and it expresses possession. It is telling us whom the bicycle belongs to. Who owns the bicycle? It is replacing the bicycle, and we call it possessive pronouns. And here are the others: mine, yours, his, hers, ours, and theirs. So these are some examples of pronouns. Of course, there are many pronouns. These are just only some of the examples. Adjectives are words that describe nouns or pronouns. So, adjectives, they give us more information about a noun or pronoun. It modifies a noun or pronoun. For example, they can tell us the quality of noun or perhaps the type of noun. For example, Tom is riding on a blue motorcycle. So, motorcycle is the noun, the object, and the word blue is telling us more information about the motorcycle. It's describing the motorcycle. It's not a red motorcycle. It is a blue motorcycle. An adjective can also describe the size. For example, Tom is on a big motorcycle, or perhaps the number or the quantity. Tom has 3 motorcycles. Possession. It is his motorcycle. Alright? So this is telling us that the motorcycle belongs to Tom. And the possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, their. And again, there are other lots of different types of adjectives. These are just a few examples. Alright? These are just the main few examples. Verbs, very important. Verbs are words that show an action. For example, Tom walks to school. This is an action. Eve is drinking a cup of tea. So this word, drinking, this tells us what Eve is doing. It's an action. We played volleyball. So this is an example of the verb in the past tense. We played volleyball. Verbs can also show a state. For example, Tom is sleepy. So this is not an action. This is describing an emotion or state of Tom. AB was furious. I feel bad. So it describes the state of the subject. We can say that it describing the state of Tom, who is the subject of the sentence. Now, you can see that all of these 3 verbs that I've underlined, we consider them to be main verb because they are the verbs that are describing the action. Walks, drinking, played. Alright? So, main verbs But there is also another verb here. Is. This is, in fact, a verb to be. It's the third person singular, in fact, of the verb to be. Is. But this is not a main verb. This is an auxiliary verb. Auxiliary means help. So this verb is, it is helping the verb drink. It helps to express the main verb, and in fact, this sentence, Eve is drinking a cup of tea, it is an example of the present continuous. So, is an auxiliary verb that helps us form the present continuous. Alright? So, it's important to distinguish a main verb from an auxiliary verb. And here, all of these verbs are in fact main verb. They all express the state. Alright? So, this is interesting because here is the same verb from the verb to be. We are using it like a main verb because it is expressing a main idea, which is a state. Tom is sleepy. Alright? Verbs have different tenses which indicate time, either past, present, or future, or aspect, whether the action is completed or continuous. Alright? So, verbs are very, very important. Adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe or modify verbs. For example, Tom is walking quickly. So here is the verb walking. This is the action, and quickly is describing the action. It is giving us information about the action, and here quickly, this is an example of adverb of manner. My father never drinks alcohol. This is an adverb describing the verb drink, and it is an adverb of frequency. We shall go there next week. So, there is an adverb of place. It is describing where we will go. Adverbs can also describe or modify another adverb. So here is the same sentence. Tom is walking quickly. So we have the verb walking, the adverb quickly is describing walking, and now we can add another adverbs which describes quickly. Tom is walking very quickly. So this is another adverb which is modifying quickly, and together both of them very quickly, they are describing the action. And finally, adverbs can also describe or modify adjectives. Example, Tom is funny. Here is the adjective funny, and we can say Tom is very funny. So here the adverb very is describing the adjective funny. Very funny. The perfume is expensive. The perfume is too expensive. Alright? So adverbs can modify verbs, another adverbs, or adjectives. Alright? Conjunctions. They join words, phrases, or clauses together. Common examples of conjunctions are and, or, because, so, but, that, while, for. And of course, there are many others. For example, I like cookies and chips. So the conjunction and is joining together the words cookies with chips. My brother watches TV while I was doing my homework. So here we have two clauses. Brother watches TV and I was doing my homework. And the conjunction while, it joins these two clauses together because we don't want to make separate sentences, because the two clauses, these two clauses are related in time. So we want to join them together with the conjunction while. Alright? I want to buy a new pair of shoes, but I don't have any money. Again, we have two clauses or parts of the sentence. I want to buy a new pair of shoes and I don't have any money. And both of these ideas or two clauses are related. So we want to join them together with the conjunction but. Alright? Prepositions. They connect noun phrases to another part of the sentence. And the word preposition, it means place before. And that is because preposition is usually before the noun phrase. And there are three common uses of preposition. The first one is to describe a place. Example, Judy is in the park. The frame is on the wall. So these are preposition of place. They can also describe time. For example, I'm going to Japan for a week. This use for is in fact describing the duration. Please pay attention during the meeting. Again, this is duration, the time, the concept of time. They can also sometimes describe a method. For example, I'll let you know my decision by email. So, how will you know my decision? By email. It is the method. He gave me the result in writing. Okay? He gave me the result in writing. in writing. This is describing the method, and you might perhaps think that writing is a verb, not a noun. Well, in fact, it is formed from a verb. It is the ing form of the verb, and in this context, it is called a, in this context of a sentence, it is called a gerund. And a gerund is when we use a verb as a noun. So we are considering or treating this word like a noun. So it is a noun. It is a noun phrase in writing. Interjections. Interjections are small words without any grammatical value. This means that interjections, they do not modify other parts of speech, and other parts of speech do not modify interjections. So they are completely independent. They are total alone and by themselves a little bit. They usually express emotion. They usually express an emotion or some sort of an exclamation, and are very common in spoken English. So be careful. We do not usually write this. So for example, brr, it's cold in here. So brr is to express feeling cold. Damn, I missed the bus. So damn expresses disappointment or frustration, or maybe even anger. Shh, please don't talk during the conference. Shh. So shh is when we ask people to be quiet, and here the man in the picture is showing a physical gesture that we use in English when we want someone to be quiet. We put the finger in front of our lips, and then we say shh. And finally, hooray, we won the game. So hooray is expressing feeling pleased. So we are happy, we are pleased. Alright? So those are interjections. So guys, that's the end of this tutorial. That was a general overview of the parts of speech. Visit englishtutorhub.com to get a full transcript of this lesson and other lessons that you might be interested in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and let me know your thoughts and questions. Love to hear from you. Thank you very much.